Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Alright, so for today's video, I was looking at several different ideas, and that's when I came across this one video on YouTube about something called Twitch Plays Pokemon. So I thought the whole idea of that was really interesting, and how it basically works is people can type stuff on Twitch chat, and whatever they say is gonna happen in the game. So if people say go left, then in that case the character is gonna move to the left. But what I wanted to do in this video is, instead of Pokemon, I wanted to make my own version of Twitch Plays on League of Legends. So let's get right into it. To make it easier, we're going to split up our project into two different parts. The first part is going to be to come up with some sort of way to extract the data from the Twitch chat and bring it into Python. Now, and our second task is going to be to control our keyboard commands so that whatever the Twitch chat says actually happens on my laptop. Alright, so let's see how we can do part one. So my first idea to solve this problem was to actually use some sort of web scraping in order to get the data. But then when I started looking into how Twitch actually works and just diving a little bit more deeper, I understood that the Twitch chat actually runs on a protocol known as IRC. So IRC stands for Internet Relay Chat, and it's basically an application level protocol which enables communication in the form of text. We're going to be using the inbuilt Python library called sockets. So sockets basically allows us to communicate between two devices. So in this case, we're going to be communicating with the server from the client. So we're going to be the client and we're going to be connecting to the Twitch IRC server. So that server is called irc.chat.twitch.tv, and that server is listening at port 6667. So that's what we want to connect to. In order to connect to our server, we need to give it a few parameters. So we need to give it our authentication token, and we can get that using Twitch. We need to give it a nickname, and we need to give it a channel that we want to join into. So if you want to join my channel, I'm going to give my username. And once we do that, we can send requests and we can receive responses from the server. I'm just going to go over the code real quickly, and if you do want to look at it more carefully, I'll put a link down to the code in the description. Okay, so over here we're just initializing a few variables, including the server and the port that we want to connect to. We're going to give it the authentication token. I just left it empty for obvious reasons, and then we have a channel and nickname. So over here we're creating our sock object. We're connecting it to the given server and port, and then we're sending it our credentials such as our authentication token, our nickname, and the channel. So I created a function which actually checks for the messages inside of the Twitch chat. So first what we're going to do is we're going to receive data with the buffer size of 1024, and then we're going to decode it because we're going to be receiving it in bytes. So then we need to decode that data. And over here we need to check if we get something called a ping. So what this is it's basically a Twitch server sending us a ping just to see like, hey, are you still there and using this? So in order to tell them that yeah, I am still over here, you need to respond with pong. So ping pong, right? Okay, so then afterwards you can send messages. So to do that, you're just gonna do socket.send, and then you're gonna encode it, so you're gonna be sending bytes. Okay, and then afterwards I just send a few messages, and I put this inside of a while statement, so it's going to keep checking for messages. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start up a live stream, and let's see how that actually works. Alright, so our live stream has now started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the program over here, and as soon as I run it, there should be a message in the chat. Alright, so I'm running it. Okay, so as you can see, there's a message in the chat from the bot. And now let me just show you one more thing. I'm now going to check if our Python script is able to get whatever messages are written onto the Twitch chat. So let's say I'm just going to write some stuff over here, and then we'll see if the Python script actually gets it. Okay, so now if I go back here, you can see that we get all of the messages over here. So we get hi, whatever this is. So we get all of the messages that I typed. And this is the ping which was sent to us, and then we responded back to it using Pong. Alright, so that wraps up part 1, and now we can move on to part 2. So for part 2, we can split it up in several different ways. So one thing we can do is we can make it so that Twitch chat controls everything, even including motion. But I think that's just too much, especially in a game like League of Legends, where you move around a lot. So I think it's more logical to make it so that the chat only controls your abilities and your summoner spell. So that's QWER and then DF. This is actually pretty easy to do. So we can use this framework called PyAuto GUI. And what that does is it allows Python to send keyboard clicks or mouse clicks. And so that's what we're gonna be using. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and then let's look at the final product. And again, if you do wanna see the code, it's gonna be in the description below. Okay, so now, so I'm gonna start the bot.
Yeah, sure. When we'll do it as per your stream. When the game loads up on your stream, we'll start.
All right, so you can see the instructions. So it's pretty simple. So you can do Q, W, E, R, and you can do my summoner spell. So D and F. So I control the movement.
All right.
And then you can only do one at a time. So you can only do Q and then click enter. You can't do Q, W, E, R and enter. It's not gonna work. Got it?
Alright, cool, got it.
Yep.
Yeah, one at a time.
Yeah, so I'll just go into a custom game. Alright, wait, just for proof, I'm actually not doing anything. Like my hands are up. Wait, do something.
Put your hands up.
Alright, there. See, it's actually working. Alright, just use some summoner spell. Just flash. Okay, there we go. Alright, easy clap. TY. Well, I mean, if you type it quickly in chat. Wait, do that real quick. Just type super fast in chat. Hey, I mean, pretty good enough. So those were just a few clips I had with my friends, and if you notice, there was quite a bit of delay. Now you can fix that delay by just having better internet connection. So I changed all the settings that I possibly could to have the least amount of delay. But the thing is, I'm playing the game of League of Legends on the North American server from India. So as it is, I already have really high ping of up to 300 milliseconds. And on top of that, my internet is not the best. But given that you do have a good internet and you do enable low latency mode on Twitch, you can get as low as a second of delay. So I think if you do have those conditions, then you could possibly run this and it would be not as bad. I know 1 second is still quite a big delay, but it's not as bad as the videos I just showed you. And finally, thanks a lot for watching, and do consider subscribing for more videos like this. Thank you.